Welcome, guys, to the TOHULLANDBACK versus the Tigers Down Under Christmas special. Our Aussie friends are boiling in their festive wear over in Australia while we're freezing over here. Before we get into it, then, because obviously you guys haven't managed to do an episode looking back at the Forest game, and Nathaniel obviously was missing on our last episode. We'll give the chance for you four to put forward maybe a quick summary of what you thought. How well we performed, any player that you thought did well, whether or not we deserved it. So we'll come to you first, Alex. How did you think the game went?
Look, I think it went just about as well as I could have expected, other than if we were to get the win. I think Forest have been one of the form sides in the competition, apart from ourselves, over the last 5-6 games, longer for them. So I thought we played pretty well. It was great to go up 1-0 through Keno. I think it's got to be just about goal of the season for us, I think, just for that first touch. I thought McLaughlin, another outstanding game as well. I saw a good shout on Twitter that he should be called up to the Island squad. So he's playing tremendously for us at the moment. So that's been great to see. And then, just the outrageous penalty. You could say maybe it balances out the missed one from Wilkes, but I just think it's one of those ones where the ref's kind of been influenced by the crowd, I think, and was just eager to make a call the next chance he got, which was a bit of a shame. But otherwise, I can't really fault the performance. 6 undefeated in a row. We're going to drop one eventually, so not too bad.
Yeah. So what about you then, Dan? Do you think it was a warranted result? Do you think we deserved something more, maybe a point?
Probably in the overall scheme, I think a point would have been probably fair. I think we played pretty well. We pushed them quite a bit, created a few chances, and just couldn't quite stick it in the net. Apart from obviously that goal. I'm still having good dreams about that goal. It was such a good touch and finish. But I think that's what Alex touched on. The penalty was the call that they gave was atrocious. I don't know how. In what world is that ever a penalty? It's just ridiculous.
It was an awful decision.
It's interesting. And then what is Cooper or whatever comes out and says, it was a great one penalty. I told him to do exactly that. I'm like, he didn't do anything.
You taking the credit.
He can't even in the leg. Anyway, I think I think we were unlucky to lose. I think to concede the second one or to concede the penalty, one of those probably was unwarranted. But it is what it is. I think as I said, we're still after a shocking start to the season, we sort of recouped pretty well, and we were in a strong position heading into the second half.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, a couple of players that have come under flack lately, and one player particularly that we like to maybe criticise at the minute is both the front two, but specifically maybe Malik Wilkes. I'll be interested to know your guys' thoughts, so I'll come to you, Logan. Malik Wilkes, what do you think's gone wrong this season with him, and would you drop him for the next game? Is it justifiable to do so?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I feel like Alex and I have spent a lot of time debating this one, and for some reason, I think Grant McCann seems to have a lot of faith in him, and that seems to be the thing that keeps him in the team, because there are some weeks, but I just never felt like he got going. I know that we saw his capabilities in League One last season, and I still believe that he is a championship quality player, but after the injury, we just haven't really seen the same impetus and threat that he is going forward. And I think one thing that really stands out for me when Malik Wilkes is out of form is he gives the ball up very easily. He's very weak on and surrendering possession. And I think that a sign of his confidence is when he's got that running at defenders in the box and opening up things, not just for himself but for other players. So for me, I just think he hasn't really been the same person since that injury. And I do like the fact that Grant McCann's sticking with him, but at the same time, when you've got these other players up the front who are starting to kind of knock on the manager's door and show that they're a threat as well, sometimes it is hard to justify why he's starting every week. That's my personal thoughts.
Yeah, I personally, I mean, we mentioned on our episode, and the grand feeling amongst the City-based fan base at the minute is that they'd like to see at least Wilkes dropped, maybe both of them, and try a different strike partnership, because at the minute it doesn't seem to be like that them two have clicked, and we're not getting from them what we got from them last season. And maybe it's also the change in the system, they're getting used to it kind of thing. But even McGuinness is starting to get less of a thorn in defenders' sides at the minute, and it's a bit frustrating. So, Nathaniel, Blackburn, are we going to get anything from that game?
I mean, you'd have to be quite optimistic to say so, because although we've been in good form as well, we've just lost to a team that's, in great form, and Brereton Diaz is on fire at the moment, and he's, quite scary, really. So, however, maybe one thing we'll have on our side is hopefully the takeover and maybe an increased kind of attendance. So, there's always a chance on a Boxing Day game for, maybe the snow is going to come down and cause lots of slips and Longman can get in behind. It's not taking me long to mention him, but I mean, I think really Blackburn are in great form and they're third now. So I think we could see another defeat, but the Nottingham Forest game wasn't too terrible. My view of it was strongly coloured by the fact I had to listen to the Nottingham Forest coverage, and they were waxing lyrical about every 5-yard pass Nottingham made. So it sounded like we were really under the cosh for that whole thing. But we've come a long way over the last 7 games if we disappointed losing to them, rather than maybe delighted that we only lost by the 1 goal.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to look at it, to be fair, because, we got used to a point, didn't we, earlier on in the season, that every game was just going to be a defeat, and to be disappointed that we've gone to the most informed team in the division and not got a result does show how well we've turned it round, really, and then hopefully we can just come away with Blackburn again with another good performance, even if we come away with nothing, something to build on and something to try and maybe try and sneak a win against Sheffield United and keep that momentum and confidence going with another great performance. So with that then, I think we should get started. So what's going to happen here is not 4 against 3. I'm going to just ask, I'm going to be like quiz master. I've got the answers with me. It's going to be Nathaniel, Joel and Will from the Hull and Back podcast. And it's going to be Dan, Alex and Logan from the Tigers Down Under. We're going to take it in turns with each question. So one team will get the chance to answer that question. You'll nominate a player from your team to do it. If you get the answer wrong, it gets passed over to the other team with a chance to win the point. And I will keep tally. And obviously we will try and keep a winner at the end. There's a couple of picture rounds. There's some choose the player careers. All the questions actually have been supplied by Rick at Hull City Live. So a massive thank you to him for doing that, because it was a cracking set of questions he's got. I'm actually really looking forward to watching you guys battle this out, because I'd be terrible at this. I really would. But let's get it going then. So, Will, do you want to pop question 1 up on the screen? I believe it is a pixelated picture round, and we'll go, considering they're away, we'll let the Aussies go first with this one. So you're going to have 5 players that are pixelated on the screen. Try and name as many of them as you can. As soon as you get one wrong, it'll pass it over.
So do we get to try and name these together? Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you can name these together. Yeah.
Okay. I've got 2 of these so far. I've got, is that,
The top right is Danny Graham.
Yeah. Is the top left Wagstaff? Or is it Chilton?
It is. It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think that looks like Stuart Elliott in the bottom left.
Harry Wilson in the middle.
And that bottom right looks like maybe George Boateng.
No, it's not. So you got 4 of the 5. So now we pass it over to Hull and Back. Does anybody know the bottom right photo?
No idea.
No clue.
Oh.
Should I randomly throw a name? Should I just throw a name out there? I don't even know if he plays for us, but Ibrahim Sonko.
It's not Ibrahim Sonko. It is Leon Cork.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I was going to say, I feel like that shirt it was before, it looks like it's that Prem shirt, but I think it's like a season or 2 before that, isn't it?
It's the Peter Taylor, the League One shirt.
Yeah.
The 2004-5, I believe, the season, the back-to-back promotion season. So it was Leon Court. So that's 4 points for the Aussies so far. So that was a cracker. I did say that the first one was fairly easy. 4-0.
I'm glad
What a turnaround this
favorite ever player was on there.
Right, so the second question, pop it up on screen for us, Will. So you've got a list of players here. So we've got, obviously, the first one, for example, Terry Neal or Ken Knighton. This is who is the record signing out of the two. So obviously this is Hullenback's turn. So who's going to answer on behalf of you guys?
Not me, hopefully.
This is going well. It's literally like the Ashes.
Well, it's just 50-50, right? So one
I
of
was
us
about to
can
say,
go.
it's just 50-50, yeah.
I'll go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, so who's the record signing, Terry Neal or Ken Knighton?
Terry Neal.
Wrong, it is Knighton. He was 60k
Yay.
from Blackburn. Mick Tate or Keith Edwards?
Keith Edwards.
Wrong again. 150k from Carlisle. Stuart Elliott or Laurie Dudfield? You should know this one.
Elliot.
What? No, it's Laurie Dudfield. 250k from Leicester.
I'm not throwing this at all.
Peter Halmerzi or Kamil Zayati?
Hal Mercy.
Yes, that one's correct. Halmerzi was signed 2 million from Plymouth. And then Nikita Yelovich or Shane Long?
Oh. You're long.
It was Shane Long, £7 million from West Brom.
Yeah, because we sold him for like 15.
I'm sure they were both the same. But, well,
Yeah, I thought they were very close. I think must have been add-ons or something.
Right. So it's 4-2. You actually did worse than I expected you to do there, Will. I'm very disappointed in you.
I was the other one who
Right.
stepped up.
So question 3, this one will be a pass round. So if you do get the first answer wrong, it will pass to the other team. So pop question 3 up for us. Well, I believe it is right. So this question, as far as I'm aware, because I forgot to write this one down, it was who scored on their debut against these teams. So we'll throw this one. This one's there for the Aussie lads. So if anyone's feeling brave, do we know who scored the goal on the debut against Crystal Palace in 2006?
2006. 2006. Oh, I'd have to go with. I'll just go with Barmby. Oh no, that was League One, wasn't it?
Barmby is wrong, so I'll pass it over to Hull and back. Does anybody want to have a guess?
Not a clue.
No.
shall we? No idea.
I'll give it
I
a
feel
go.
like it's obvious.
Go on.
Is it Caleb Foley?
No, it was not. It was John Parkin.
Oh, it was in my mind.
It was in my mind too.
Right then, Aussies, Portsmouth away, 2011.
2011.
Oh, I know this one.
I feel like it's 50-50. I am going to say Fryer.
It is Matty Fryer. That's a very good guess.
I was thinking
Matty
Fryer on
Fryer.
the plane, yeah. And I know the West Ham one.
Yeah, I do as well.
I reckon.
Right, and then this one's Hull and back, West Ham at home, who scored on the debut.
Diami.
Actually, there is a bonus point as well because somebody else scored on the debut in this game. So that's 1 point for Hull and back. And I'll open this to anybody if they want to throw it out. There is another player who scored on this game. It was, yes. Yeah, so 2 points. Was that Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I was thinking Diami as well. I forgot that Hernandez got his
I
header.
completely forgot about Hernandez.
Yeah, it was a good question, that one.
3 headers in a row that season and then never scored another header for us.
Right, so far, what are we on? 5-4. So the comeback is on. Question 4. Oh, this one's a tough one. This one's going to be interesting. So for each of these seasons, who were the opponents we played, and there's a chance at a bonus point if you can name who won that game. So,
Not a chance.
Aussies, will throw it to you first. Do you know the opening day opponents of the 2003-4 season?
Gosh. I have a feeling I think that was our last League One season from memory, but I would have no clue. I will just say, I don't know, Doncaster?
It wasn't. It was. I'll pass it over to Hullenbach, actually. Chance to steal it.
The Scooby.
No idea. I know one of them, but in that one.
Should we just throw a random team name out there?
Go for it.
Colchester United.
No, it was Darlington.
Blimey.
Darlington. It was a 4-1 win. 2004-5. Hullenbach. Do you know the opening day opponents?
No.
Lincoln.
League One. It was not Lincoln. Aussies, you have the chance to steal.
That was the League One. Oh. I don't know, Dan. Think of a random League One team.
Random League One team. It could be freaking anyone. This is like 15 years ago.
That's a good point, actually.
Coventry.
It was not Coventry. It was, in fact, Bournemouth. And it was a 1-0 win. So Aussies 2007-8. That is the obviously the famous promotion season under Brownie. Do you remember who the opening day opponents were?
I feel like we lost the first few games that season, or we started a bit
This is the
slowly.
one I know.
Almost.
It's going to pass to you guys in a second because I don't think
I remember our first win this season was against Norwich.
Okay.
Who did we? No, it's got to be a random team. Who's like a perennial?
Well,
champion?
Watford would. If I think process of elimination, teams that I know were definitely in that league that season: Watford, West Brom, Stoke,
Bristol.
Bristol City. Yeah.
Pick a random team. Let's go. Plymouth Argyle.
Oh, God.
Oh, what a guess! That is correct. It's
What a
correct.
good. That's
Do you by any chance
That's
know who won the
demoralising.
game for a bonus point?
Well, Alex said that we lost. I do remember we won Norwich. They have to have won unless we drew. Now,
What are you going for?
Plymouth won.
win.
We lost.
Plymouth did win. We lost
It was
3-2.
3-2.
3-2 at home. Yeah. So that's 2 points for the Aussies there. Right, Hullenbach, 2012-13. Do you know who the opening day opponents were?
Oh, who was it?
Not a clue.
We should know this, Logan, because we've just done the episode on this.
Oh.
15-16's in my
I
mind.
remember we
but
played a cup
I
game
can't
for
think of
this. but
12-13.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Was it Brighton?
It was Brighton. Good guess.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Good guess.
Yeah.
Can you remember who won?
No
won the
idea.
loss, right?
I think did we win?
I think it was a draw.
It was not a draw. We won.
Yes, I thought it was a last-minute winner.
So 2015-16, Aussies.
I know this
Who
one. Do you guys
opened-
know it?
The season for us.
15-16. 5 years ago.
So that was a game where two debutants scored in Klukas and Akpom. It was against Huddersfield.
It was against Huddersfield.
Oh, that was the team I was thinking of as well.
That was good. That was good.
Nice.
Alex has been practicing.
He did say that, to be fair.
We've been doing our flashback podcast. I've been looking back on these seasons. I should have known that Brighton game.
Right, this one I think is going to be a podcast-wide struggle, but I'm interested to see who comes out on top for it. So I believe it's another picture, is it? Yeah. So we've got a kit that's mashed up with 5 different seasons'
right.
kits. We need you to name each season it features in this kit. So Hullenbach, you get the first opportunity. Pop the photo up for us, Will. There we go. Can you guess
Okay.
Got one straight away.
Yeah, I've
And
got a
the
couple.
years featured in this photo? There is 5.
I'll go
Which one
first.
was
shall I?
you say, Joe?
Yeah.
Look,
I'm saying the blue one. The blue one on the right is the away kit from 2013-14.
Yes, that's correct. That's 1 point.
The bottom part of the kit is from the 2010-11 season.
You are correct. That's 2 points.
Yeah.
Should I have a crack at the top part?
I think I know the top one as well.
Is it the 2003-4?
It's not. It's not. Aussies get the chance to steal. 3 more years still available. The hardest 3.
Yeah, no, cheers, guys. Oh, gosh. The University of Hull feels like it's from like the 90s. I just don't know what year that would be. Or like maybe 2000. Oh. For the top one, I guess if they've said 3, 4, maybe we go like 4, 5. We'll just price of right them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have any
I'm happy
thoughts?
to follow in on that, Alex. I do have no idea. Go 4, 5.
Oh, 4, 5? No. I'll pass it. I'll pass it once more between you both, and then if we don't get anywhere, I'll finish it off for us.
The top one, I think the top one was the kit from when we moved into the KC. So I would say 2 or 3.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
One more chance, Aussies.
University of Hull feels like, is that like 2000, 2001?
It is. It is. It is. 2 more. They are tough. They are tough.
Is that It's the sleeve. The sleeve on the our left. You're right. The amber sleeve. That is. I think that's from it's the championship season, because I know that I've got the I actually think I have that jersey, and I'm going to say that's would it be 11, 12 maybe? Or was that? No, it's a Premier League season.
No, that's the sleeve is, I believe, part of the actual bottom bit that we've already answered. So I'll let you have another pop. So the ones we're looking for are the collar part of the kit and the badge and manufacturer parts.
Let's go with the badged one, with the collar. Sorry, let's go really early. Let's go like 99, 2000.
Ooh, you're not far off, you know. Not far off. It is the 2 we were looking for was 87, 88 and the 1997, 98. So we weren't far off. Right, so after that one, we are currently at Aussies are 10, pulling back 7. So we're still in it. We're still in it. It's okay. We're going well.
6
Still in it.
than I thought we would be.
Right, question 6. So we've got on here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hull City famous players / legends, whatever you want to refer to them as. I want to know which manager signed these players, and I will allow the Aussies to have the first crack.
I'm passing this to Alex.
Yeah, no. The only ones that I could even have a stab at are Ashby and Turner. I feel like Ashby was the Liverpool bloke. Because I feel like he was hopeless as a manager, but he signed a couple of players. I feel like Turner would have been. Would Turner have been Brown? Do you reckon, Logan?
I think he.
Or would it have been Park? No, I don't know if it was Parkinson.
No.
I'll just go Turner. Turner signed by Phil Brown. Ashby signed by Mulby. Jan Mulby.
Yeah. The Ian Ashby one's correct. That was Jan Mulby. The Michael Turner one, though, was incorrect. Hullenbach. Do you want to have any pops at the others?
Turner must be Parkinson then.
He was.
Wagstaff.
I'll be no help.
Wagstaff.
I'm also no help.
Manager going with that whole best period. think I know Wagstaff, but I'm not 100%. I think it was Cliff Britton, but
Just guess that.
I'll go with that.
No. Does anybody else want to have any cracks before? Because I feel like this one might be quite tough.
Is Alan Fettis Brian Horton?
No, it was not.
No.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the second time, but Fettis actually signed for us twice. And Fettis, I think this is the first time round.
Oh, you can't be doing that.
I mean, I don't even know if it was Horton the second time. I'm just saying the possibility.
I don't know either. It was just a guess.
Anybody else from the Aussies?
No, Rick wins this round.
This is when.
Wait a minute. What Rage Carter player manager? So technically, he signed himself.
Rage Carter was signed by somebody, not by himself. No.
Oh. Good idea, though.
Right. So, Rage Carter was signed by Major Frank Buckley. Waggy was signed by Carter. And Fettis, the first time round, was Terry Dolan. So I knew this round was a tough one. That was a tough one. So it's 11-8 at the minute, so we're still quite close. Running out of questions though.
More competitive than the Ashes.
Cool, a lot more.
Definitely. We're still in it. We'll represent the UK. All right, question 7. I like this one. This one's an anagram round. So obviously, each of these phrases is actually a player's name jumbled up. I just need you to name who that player is. We will go who answered first on the next one. So we'll start with Hullenbach in this one. Move seat. Who do you think that is?
Tom Eaves. Take a while to get there.
Tom Eaves, correct. Correct, that's 1 point. Aussies, Nylon Ragman.
Oh, God.
I was just going to say, I'm glad Jan Vennegaard of Hesselink's not one of the options.
I was just thinking that. I was expecting that.
That was my first suggested thought as well.
That's
Nylon Ragman.
Gary Thorne?
Ryan Longman.
Yes.
Oh, nice one.
I got that one straight away.
Hullenbach, Jabs coverage.
Are these all current players?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Potentially.
That would help.
Where's V?
Jacob Greaves.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So they are all current players then.
Easy.
Yes, they are.
Easy.
Elite Ape Networks. Aussies.
It's got to be Kane Lewis Potter, but I want to make sure. Yeah, that's got to be Kane Lewis Potter.
It is Kane Lewis Potter. Yeah, I was waiting for you to let that answer in.
It's too long to be anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's why I thought that the Jan Vennegaard of Hesselink one would be far too obvious as well, because it'd be huge, wouldn't it? Futures trash. Hullenbach.
Oh, God.
It's a difficult one.
This one's the hardest of them. He is a current player.
Oh.
No. Festus Arthur?
It is.
Oh.
Very well done. Very well done. It is Festus
Never
Arthur.
got that. I would have never got that.
I was not confident.
That was well played. That well played. I was expecting that one to be passed on. Right then. So what are we at now? 13-11. So there's 2 points in it, and well, there's quite a few points still up for grabs. To be fair, even though there's only about 3 questions. Right. So question 8. Will. So this one is odd one out. So the set of players that you see in front of you, i.e. Huddleston, Livermore, Michael Dawson. 2 of those players have something in common. 1 of those does not. I need you to tell me the reason, well, which player and why. I mean, the player will probably do. Bonus point for the reason why. So we'll go with the Aussies first on this one. Tom Huddleston, Jake Livermore, Michael Dawson. Who's the odd one out?
Michael Dawson. He's the only known defender.
Oh, okay, good shot.
I don't know if that's the example you're looking for.
I was thinking Livermore because he first joined on loan, but it sounds like it was Dawson.
It's Michael Dawson, and the reason that I was given was because he's not the record buy of the time. the other two were.
I was going to say we didn't sign Michael Dawson twice.
True. That's
True.
that's a good shout as well.
True.
Yeah.
So,
True.
no,
True. Hullenbach, Terry Neal, Mark Haitley, and Nick Barmby. Who's the odd one out and why?
Mark Haitley because he's crap.
I hope that's not your answer. Was that your answer?
I would have gone Barmby as he's the only one I've heard of, but I'm not submitting that either.
I mean, I want to think. I don't know if the other two play for Leeds, but I'm thinking Barmby because he played for Leeds.
Is it Terry Neal because he was the other one who didn't play for England?
No, it was actually. I'll pass it. Aussies, do you know? Do you want to have a guess?
Whoa.
I'm no help here, Alex.
No, I mean it. Oh no. I would have. Yeah, I would have said something about England or yeah. Okay, I don't know Terry Neal, but I have no idea on the reason.
No, it is Nick Barmby, and it's because he was the only player that wasn't a player manager out of them three. That was a tough one. Sunderland, Swindon, Southend, Aussies. Who's the odd one out?
Dan, have a stab at this. come up with the creative reason.
Hey, I think I might have a stab at this one. If I can. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, go for it.
I could be having a false memory here, but I think Phil Brown managed Swindon and Southend, and so I don't think he managed Sunderland. So that would be I think Sunderland might be the odd one out, and I could be very wrong in this.
It is wrong because Swindon were the only team out of them three that we didn't beat on our road to the FA Cup final.
Oh, right.
We could have.
Wait, was that a chance to answer that?
Oh, I could have done. Yeah, to be fair. My apologies.
You're sabotaging your own team, Ant.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm too busy looking at the next question. So Hullenbach, Alan Wiley, Lee Probert, and Bobby Madley. These are referees, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Just trying to work out which one of them is the least much of a prick.
Which one's the worst referee?
Yeah, well, that'd be Bobby Madley. Alan Wiley's the odd one out.
It is incorrect. It's actually Probert because he was in the final of the FA Cup, not the playoffs. I've done that so that we didn't get a pass on again, so it's even now.
Yes.
So I feel better. Right, so the final one then, Aussies, James Chester, Jack Hobbs, Damien Delaney. Who is the odd one out?
See, my hunch here, and feel free to correct me, Logan or Dan, I'm going to go with Delaney as the only one not to win promotion with us. Do you guys have any other thoughts on that?
No, the only other I was going to say Delaney as well, but I'm certain
promotion to the Premier League, I should say.
Yeah. I was going to say Delaney, but my reasoning was because I'm certain that there was a season or maybe 2 seasons where Chester and Hobbs played together, and Damien Delaney wasn't in that squad or in that time period. So let's lock in Damien Delaney as our person who's the odd man out.
Damien Delaney. It is wrong. Hullenbach, you've got the opportunity.
Well, what do we think might
James
be
Chester.
the reason?
I'm just jumping straight in. James Chester because he played in the FA Cup final.
James Chester because he's the only one who's played the European Championship semi-final.
The James Chester is correct, but the reason is because he's the only one we didn't sign from Leicester.
Oh.
So 14. So we're on 14-12, still 2 points in it, and I think this round's going to be the best one. Name the player from the career path round, which is always a tough one. Who went for Hullenbach? Can go for the first one. Do you want to pop Q9A up, please, Will? There we go. Right, so from that career path, can you guess that player?
No, I can't.
There's only one player.
Oh my god!
I have an idea who it is, but I don't want to lock it in.
Just trying to think of people who played The Newcastle.
If you two can't think of one, I'll just throw the name out there.
Well, it's obviously not Ben Arthur.
No, it can't.
Good process of
Go for it,
elimination.
Joe.
Ryan Taylor.
It is.
That's what I was
cracking
going to
guess.
say. Yeah.
That
Was
was the
right,
name I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. The Newcastle was a giveaway for me, I believe. Right. Aussies then. Q9B, please, Will. Can you guess the
Oh my
player from
God.
that career path? It's quite a lengthy one.
So,
I believe he's still going as well.
Jeez.
Ah, right.
Oh, I know it is now.
Oh, I know it is as well now.
Lincoln Chester. Hot Tranmere. Oh. No. I was going to say Matt Duke. I don't think it's Matt Duke. No idea.
You want to chuck a name in as a random guess?
Newport. Oh gosh. No clue.
No clue. We're passing it on to Hullenbach. Do we know who it is? I have a feeling we do. It is Kevin Ellison.
I had no clue until you said he's still
He's
playing.
still going. Yeah. 41, right? And 42 maybe even?
Because I actually don't know if he's retired or not. I just assume that he's still going. I think he'll still be playing when he's 50.
He's injured at the minute, I think. I think he got attacked in a nightclub or something the other day.
Oh, did he? I always remember his
Merry
weird lob
Christmas.
goal that he scored was off the bar. It was a cracking goal. Right, Q9B, Hullenbach. Who's that?
That's
C, I mean.
Oh.
oh my God.
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Aussies are confident. Pressure's on.
Actually. Yeah.
Oh God.
Walter Wolves. I don't know if I must have Wolves.
I only know one player it could be.
Oh my
It's probably a
God.
French player, right? I don't think I know.
No, I'm dating myself now.
Do you want to do a guess?
I'm assuming he's retired because I can't think of any Celtic players that have.
Only player I can
I've
think
played for
of, and I don't think it is the only player I can think of is Sagbo, because I know we sent him to Wolves, but I don't think it's him.
No, I don't think it's him either.
Is that the answer we're going for?
Yeah, I'll have to
It's
guess
wrong,
that.
but we may as well. Yeah.
It is wrong. Aussies seem
That's
pretty
what I was
confident.
thinking. No, that's what I was thinking of. And then I realised he didn't go to
Celtic.
and he wasn't on.
No, I
loan.
don't know
wasn't
where he
on
is.
loan.
We
The
got
only
him
other
from
one I had
maybe,
was Stephen Hunt went from Hull to Wolves, but I don't think he wouldn't have come through France. So it was Reading.
was it Celtic though, right?
Oh gosh, who was it? Celtic. It's a very odd career path.
Just to add some spice to this at the minute, the scores are currently level.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's not Sonko because he was at Stoke, I think. Was it? Wouldn't have been Folan, was it?
It was not Caleb Follen. It was Stephen Moyakolo.
World famous.
Oh,
There was quite a curveball on that one because he's quite tough because he had quite a short career, I believe. I think Celtic was his last one. I'm pretty sure he's still only quite young. He's like mid-30s or something. He retired quite young, but because I loved Michael, I thought he was a really good defender. But shame. Right then, Q9D. Are we on now? Aussies, guess the player.
Coventry.
hmm.
City to Bolton. That wouldn't be. Oh gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Left back in the Premier League. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Logan, do you know who I'm talking about? 0809. He's a manager now. I'm helping them out by giving the clues out.
That's all right.
I would never guess that, but
Yeah, I don't know why I can't think of his name now. It's just completely gone from my mind.
I will answer this because I think that's unfair.
Oh God.
Is any details about him, Alex?
Sorry.
Any other details about him that you remember?
So, well, I know he went from us to Bolton when he was with us in 08-09. Went to Bolton. He was a manager briefly. I don't know if he still is. Why is his name just completely blank from my mind?
There's a name in my head now, but I don't know if it's the same one that you're thinking of.
I feel like Will knows it.
I feel like it's unfair that I'll answer it from getting it from what Alex said. Almost.
At least I know I was on the right track. So go for it.
Sam Ricketts.
Yeah,
It was
That's what I
Sam
thought.
Ricketts.
Quality. Yeah.
It was. And Holmback take the lead for the first time.
Ooh.
Right, I think there is one more. Q9E, is it?
Yes.
Holmback, guess the player.
Sonny Aluko.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I was
Jesus
Very quick.
Christ.
Well, I mean,
good shout.
no one else has gone from Fulham to Reading to China to Ipswich. So.
I didn't even know he went to China. To be fair, all news to me.
What are you doing, Joe?
So at the minute, we are 16-14. Holmback going into the last question, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points up for grabs. So this will be the deciding
Tense enough.
question. Right, pop question 10 up for us, Will, please. So we've got some countries up on the screen here. I want you to name me the first player from each of these countries to play for Hull City.
I think it's only fair that the Aussies get to answer first on one of them.
The Aussies get to answer first.
So this one's an interesting one. I'm trying to think if Danny Allsop or Michael Bridges played for us first. I think it was actually, is Bridges even Aussie? I think he is. Logan, do you reckon Allsop?
Look, if it's any help, and I doubt it is because I've been absolutely useless.
No.
Allsop was my first thought.
Yeah. I'm thinking Allsop. We'll go Allsop then.
I'm going
Danny Allsop.
to be really disappointed if it's not him.
It is not Danny Allsop. Holmback, do you know the first Aussie to play for Hull?
The other one they said.
Michael Bridges.
It is not Michael Bridges. He's actually a player called Jason Van Blair.
Oh, yeah, I did know that because I looked up the other year about how many Aussies we'd had in the side at one time.
I've heard that name before. I did not think he was an Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I knew this one would throw people off because of Allsop and Bridges.
Yeah.
Right then, Hull and back. Egypt.
It's a
Who's the
toss-up
first
between
Egyptian?
two, I think. It's a toss-up between Gedo and Fatty, I think.
No, it is not.
Wasn't
Is it
Elmo
not?
first though, right? No.
It's not. I'd go Amiyazaki.
It was Amiyazaki.
Oh.
Completely forgot he played for us.
Yeah, he didn't have a very fruitful loan spell, did he?
He's useless is a way of putting it.
Aussies. Who was the first Guinean to play for Hull City?
Sayati?
It was Zayati. That's
Wow.
fucking good.
Good guess there.
It was. Camel Zayati. Aussies making a late storm. Hull and back. The first Serbian.
Markovic.
Oh. Mm.
It is Markovic, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. That was a very quick guess. I didn't even know Markovic was Serbian, you know. I wouldn't have got that.
I was going to go Milinkovic.
He was ace and I loved him.
Oh, I do love Milinkovic.
This one, I'll be very surprised if people
I
know.
think I know this one actually.
I think I know this one too.
Aussies,
Oh.
Tunisia.
Alex, Alex, go for it.
Is it Tinjani Balade?
It is Tajani Balade, yeah. Very well done. Very well done.
Oh.
I was thinking the same. He's like useless player.
Yeah, just like the random European, or not European, but random players that we just picked up who played 2 or 3 games.
Just
and then
stick in
left
your
us.
head.
Yeah. He came with actually quite a good rep as well. Like the manager was I think was it Pearson at the time that signed him. Was
Probably.
very excited by him, and he didn't really do much, did he? So, as it stands, after a poor start, Hull and back came back to be winners
Well done.
18-16, so only by 2 points. It was a close one.
It's the only victory over the Aussies these Englishmen were going to have.
Sam Ricketts is our undoing. It's the 2-point swing.
It was, yeah. If you think about it, when I would have had to have made up a tiebreaker on the spot. That'd have been interesting. Right, so that is the end of the Christmas quiz then. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if you guys did.
That was brilliant.
It wasn't as stressful for me. I knew all the answers.
Why?
It was great, apart from me sitting here staring at my screen going, I have no idea about anything.
It was a tough one. I'd have done awful in that, to be fair. There were a few surprises with how quick a couple of you answered them questions that I thought might have been struggles, and some interesting trivia in that as well. I think the first Aussie to play for City was the curveball that it intended to be.
We can't call ourselves an Aussie podcast anymore. We don't have the right to that name.
Well, do we know the first Englishman to play for Hull City? No. Okay.
There would have been a first.
Daniel's kind of stumped you there.
There'll have been 11. It'll have to be the first ever side that we put out.
We're not going to get
Captain, I
that.
guess. First captain.
Right then, so thanks for joining me anyway, Aussies. It was very, very nice to have all three of you on. We'll maybe try and arrange something like this again in maybe a few months' time. Maybe do another special and try and get your revenge. Try and make it an annual thing, if you're up for it.
Certainly. And then just quickly, I'll give a plug. I promise I wasn't cheating. I do have this right here, though. If you haven't read this book, The Decade, that has probably most of the answers to this quiz that we got wrong.
It's a great book.
Would have come from that book. It's a fantastic read. So I reckon if you need a Christmas gift idea, that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it called? The Decade?
The Decade, yeah. It covered. It's mainly the 10 years from the Great Escape up to promotion, I believe. But then it's also got a whole bunch before that of our early history through to then. So it's a good read. I'm looking forward to the sequel when the alums go and they can dig into
go another decade.
Hopefully, I mean, if you've seen in the what's going around on Twitter at the minute, Shota Alvedzi, is that how you pronounce it?
Shota.
Yeah, has been said. Well, he's had a couple of comments and he's been asked. He's been saying about all the job offers he's been rejecting across the country, and then he was asked about across the world, sorry, and then he was asked about Hull City, and he actually said that he's not going to make any more comments on it. He'll wait a few days or something like that. He's going to have fun with friends. So, do we look into that as maybe?
Yeah, quite right.
It's torture, isn't it? It's just every few days you're just like, oh, it's got to be today. It's got to be today, and then it just keeps dragging.
Whilst I've got
the last like 4 or 5 games I've gone to, it's been like this will be the last game with the Allens in charge.
The Blackburn game's been chosen for Sky, hasn't it? So hopefully
it has, yeah.
Hopefully that's the one.
Maybe they just think that's going to be the least likely affected by COVID.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Whilst I've got the three Aussies on, actually, in terms of the new owner coming in and making like an instant managerial change, what is your thoughts on that? Because obviously McCann in the last 7 games or so, we've incorporated a new system in. We played well. We've only lost the once against a very informed and very good Nottingham Forest team. Do you think that, given new ownership, he should actually be given a chance to carry on as Hull City manager, or would you swap him straight away?
Look, I think this was a question that was real easy to answer about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit more challenging. As you say, he's maybe figured out the recipe to some success at this level. But is like 6 or 7 games enough with all of the terrible previous championship experiences enough to counteract? I don't know. I think I probably would like to see. He seems to have built good rapport with the squad. They seem to trust him. So I think he, at least on that level, deserves some sort of a chance.
Yeah. Anything anybody else wants to add on to that from the Aussies?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a bit like Bruce at Newcastle, where I feel like even if he's given a go, it's going to be very superficial, and that the first chance they get, they'll get rid of him. But I have to agree with Dan. I think the way that he's, even though it wasn't necessarily by choice, changing to the 3-5-2, it's working. Players seem to be playing for him. It's sort of hard to justify sacking him after this run of results, but who knows? I wouldn't want to leave it until sort of February, March, and we, dropping into the relegation zone when it's sort of too late to bring in other players for a new manager. But it's a tough one. I guess we'll see what happens.
I like what I've seen of late, but I'm happy for McCann to be a casualty if we're going to change everything. And there's a sense of optimism around the club. I think that he has. The players seem to have definitely turned their motivation, and they seem up for it now. They really seem to trust him. But there has been a few things McCann's done in his time, in control that has kind of made us shake our heads. And we think back to even the Ken Lewis Potter contract saga at the end of last season. In December, this time last year. I remember how poorly he dealt with that. And there has been things that, I know as a fan base, we haven't certainly loved about McCann, but football's a results business, and as of late, it's really hard to fault him. So, look, if that's what it takes, and they have a plan in place for where they want the club to go with the new owners, and if McCann's part of the process of leaving, we shake hands, we say thank you for your services, and off he goes, and we say what the next chapter is. That's it'd be very interesting to say. I don't really care here or there, but I'm looking forward to see what does happen.
Yeah, I mean it's weird, isn't it? Because we've been used to being in such like this negative sort of whirlpool that we've been in since our last relegation from the Premier League, with the only season of joy being the season that the fans weren't there for, which is just ironic in it for us at the moment. So hopefully a brighter horizon on the corner. So hopefully this is our last episode with the alums in charge, because this will be our last episode of the year. We will obviously resume with the podcast back in January, but for now, thanks everybody who's joined me on this podcast today. It was really enjoyable, really was. Thanks Rick for the questions again. Obviously this episode is sponsored by 6 Yards Out and Hull City Retro, and you can catch both of us. You guys are on FanHub as well, aren't you?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, so you can catch both of our feeds and our episodes on FanHub. If you need any golden ticket codes, do keep your eyes out for it. But thanks, everybody, and have a very good Christmas. See you again next year.